Okay, so we have a tension and a pulley problem to work with. We need to find from this, we need to find find acceleration, two, find tension, both ways. Okay, so we look into this outboard machine. So you have a pulley with a rope and you have two boxes, box 1 and box 2, and we need to find the acceleration. So mostly, this outward machine, one of them will be moving to the right and one of them, or it could be moving to the left. How can we consider this and how can we look into this situation? First of all, we need to identify where is the acceleration direction is. So if this is heavier, it is most likely the acceleration will be heading this way. Okay, so I have this box is going with the acceleration, and I have box 2 is going on the opposite of the acceleration, and this is going with the acceleration. So box 1 with the acceleration and box 2 with the against the acceleration, or opposite of the acceleration. How can we build the equation of this? So we know previously that F is equal ma. In this case, we will have to take in consideration we're trying to find acceleration, so we need to find F net over m total. So I'm trying to find the forces for both boxes over the mass total for both of them. So let's draw this. So since block 1 is heading with the acceleration, so this is supposed to be positive, and box 2 is opposite of the acceleration since it's lighter than box 1, so it's minus. So we can say that m1g is minus m2g over m1 plus m2, and that's how we can find the acceleration of the system for this example. So let's go ahead and calculate this acceleration. So you have 3.2 times 9.8 minus 2.2 times 9.8, 3.2 plus 2.2. So if you calculate this, you should come up with 0.8 meters per second square. Now we have the acceleration of the system, which is 1.8 meters per second. The second part of this problem is we need to find tension. Let's go ahead and say, so since this is block 1 and block 2, so let's refer as this is T1 and this is T2. Now if you look to T1, the tension is heading downward, and if you look at T2, the tension is heading upward because the system is moving like this. Acceleration is moving this way. Okay, we can, based on the previous video and a previous lecture, we can tell that T1 should equal m1g minus ma. And because this is heading downward, correct? Now also T2 should be heading upwards, as you can see right here. Okay, so T2 should be m2g plus ma. Let's go ahead and calculate both of these. So you look at m1, which is heading downward, so this will be 3.2 the mass of the block times 9.8 the gravity minus 3.2, and the acceleration that we just calculated, and this should come to 25 roughly 0.5 Newton. Calculating the other tension, which is T2, which is heading upward, we can go ahead and calculate. So this will be 2.2 times 9.8 plus 2.2 times 1.8, which is the acceleration that we just calculated. And if you go ahead and calculate this acceleration, you will end up having 25 roughly 0.5 Newton. And we can tell, looking into both tensions, they come up with the same answer, which means our work is correct. Remember, since it's one strain, then both sides of the tension should equal the same. So the tension T1 should equal tension of T2. That's normally if all those pulleys problems you have one strain. Now remember, we're working with 3.2 and 2.2 to illustrate exactly what could happen in outward. What if I have 4.2 kg in this one? So this is block 1 and this is block 2. So if this is much heavier, you know, the acceleration is heading the opposite direction. So acceleration can be found by F net over M total. In that case, will be M2G minus M1G over M1 plus M2.